documentation of the Jain canonical and Jain literature, which can be understood as a post-canonical Jain literature. This literature has some specific aspect in it, and which is known as the Shastra of consciousness, Shastra of consciousness. So the consciousness is divided into three types: karma chetana, karma phala chetana, and jnana chetana. So three aspects of our chetana in Samayasaar. Karma chetana, the chetana which is totally involved, covered in karma. So the karma chetana raised 3-4 questions before us. When first time the karma itself connected with Atma, there is no time. Nobody has the answer of this question. So we have the karma chetana into the only existential level. We can say anadi anant. Nobody has the idea and nobody has the answer. So the karma was there and Atma was there. So two eternal and always staying aspects of this universe. There was soul and there was karma. But soul was not only as independent soul, and karma is not only independent karma. It is the metaphysical dualism. So that state comes under the karma chetana. When Samayasaar started, it said like the two aspects to understand. The purest state of soul, which can be understood through nishchaya, and the other state of soul, which can be understood through vyavharanaya. So nishchay and vyavhar, Acharya Kund tried a lot with different aspect explaining through the nishchay and vyavhar. But at the level of karma chetana, we can see that this is the existential state of our worldly soul. The second state comes as karma phala chetana. Karma phala chetana means the karmas were binded or assimilated by the self, but they are coming at the state of fruition. And this state of fruition means either what gets pleasure or pain. So this is karma phala chetana. And during this karma phala chetana, we can bind new karma. Why? Because again a new cycle starts. Suppose a person who has the fruition of punya anubandhi punya, only meritorious karma, all the states of his being, his conditions, his health, his work, his wealth, his wife, his kids, everything is good. But after some time, that person understand, oh, who is so happy than me? Who is good than me? I am the luckiest person in this universe. So we can understand next that karma chetana is the state of soul, but karma phala chetana is the state of different, because at that time soul is in the state of itself, the feeling of the sukh and dukh. So out of sukh, if a person gets so much proudy and, oh, nobody is like me, so happy, everything in affluence in my pocket, at that stage he can start binding new karma, and the state of new karma will take him again an infinite cycle of the karma. And if a person who is in the state of bad, state of rising karma, and in that state, that person can feel, oh, what a hell. Life is like hell. And due to that state, that person is always in depression, despondency, and started thinking, I'm so unlucky. Around me, so many lucky persons. And grass on the other side is always green. And looking at different person, a person started thinking, oh, I am the most unlucky person in this world. I'm not so handsome, not so beautiful. I have a wife, I have husband. We don't have the wavelength matching. Our kids don't listening us, and my health is not good. And my work, sometime it is good, sometime it is bad. I'm always suffering. Why me? And then the karma phala chetana is in active state and bind again a new karma. So we need to be aware, and awareness is the key. And therefore, the third type of chetana is jnana chetana. When a person in jnana chetana, that person always aware, you can ask one question. The jnana chetana, the highest level of jnana chetana is only siddha avastha. The highest level of jnana chetana at the state of arhat avastha. But do we have any jnana chetana? Yes, of course, we have jnana chetana. Because karma chetana will be until and unless we can have the final stage when ultimate goal is achieved. So we have to live with karma chetana. But at some stage, the ashubh, the all demeritorious karmas are gone, totally gone. And this is the state of keval jnana. And when one became an arhat, at that time karma phala chetana is still there. But that state is bit different, because that person means an arhat is always in awareness. And that's why arhat has the bondage of iryapathik karma. Iryapathik state, it is the bondage of only two samay. Two samay means very short span of time. The first, they bind the karma, and the second time they dissolve the karma and separate themselves from the karma. And this state at the arhathood, they don't bind new karma because it is only 2 seconds. The first, just karma came, and the second, karma separated. So only 2 samay. And in this state, we can understand by an example that the state of this positive karma phala chetana, arhat is in the total awareness due to the keval gyan, due to the highest state of that. But at that stage, they have meritorious karma. And due to meritorious karma, they have four aghati karma, the rising state of four aghati karma. And in that state, what they do, in that state, they just have the meritorious karma, Shubhanam karma. Everywhere they have very good name, very good name. If we take our own example, suppose someone asks you, can you help me? Can you do this work? You did. 8 times you did, on and upon. But one day you are not well, or one day you have other commitment, and at that time you denied, oh, I'm not able to do this work. And then the other person take, oh, is not helping me, and started thinking negatively and binding new karma. But in the state of arhat, his state is very, very higher. Due to the constant awareness, he understands each and every paryaya. And due to that, he is not binding new karma. So suppose there is a wall, and that wall is sticky wall with glue, and someone throws some sand. The wall take it, and it is so much sticky. But you know, if the wall is just painted with oil, and if you throw the sand, it will stay there. But if you wash, it will go away. But if the wall is dry, if you throw the sand is not sticking, just touching it and falling down. So this is the state of Jnana Chetana. At our stage, we feel good and bad all the time. We try to take the incident just on the present moment. And oh, he did this, it did that. And then we started connecting the thread and putting the dots and dots. Oh, 2 years ago he did this. 5 years ago he did this. And this is the state of karma phala chetana. We started binding new karma, remembering the past with that person. But arhat is always in the jnana chetana, always in the present moment, though he knows everything of the past 100 times better than us, but is not binding. So the key point of the Jnana Chetana is the Chetana of Irya Pathik Bandh. So Arhat does all the goods, all the welfare of humanity, and transmuting the knowledge, what he acquired, he or she acquired through their keval gyan, through their sadhana, just they transmute that knowledge. Okay, this is for the welfare of wider humanity, wider mankind. But there is no sense of name and fame. There is no sense of other types, just welfare, anukampa. And that anukampa is the highest level of anukampa. And the second stage, if we are there, if we want to do something, we always want something in the return. And that state might be binding some karma due to attachment and aversion. But the state of arhat at the purest jnana chetana, just they see, oh, there is shubh namakarm, shubh gotra karm, very high status, and shubh shubh vedaniya means total sata vedaniya, always in the very healthy, happy state. That is again very good karma in that state, that they can do everything. And have you seen our photographs, our expression of our facial expression, our bodily expression constantly changing? Why? Because our state of karma sometime in different level and other time different level. So our karma phala chetana is different, but the arhat's serenity, arhat's purity, and arhat's state of very, very special. If I can say, if I remember in my life, I have seen Acharya Mahapragya ji more than 40 years. And during those 40 years, never seen his face like udasi, despondency, or any different, just a serenity and calmness on his face. Why? And the answer is staying more and more in the knowledge chetana, consciousness of knowledge, not in the karma chetana, not in the karma phala chetana. And we all human, and the Samayasaar itself is giving us one state that if something happened in our life, we cannot freeze these situations, but we rekindle again our jnana chetana. Oh, I have to be aware. The things are not in my hand, at work or in family or in society, and sometime at the health point of view. But at that state, if we are going in the Artha Dhyan and Rudra Dhyan, two negative states of our consciousness, it means the karma phala chetana is very heavy upon us, and our knowledge chetana is, I think, in the dormant state. So try to be more aware. Situations are not freezed by us, but we can rekindle the state of jnana chetana. So karma chetana is a state of worldly being. We all have that, and until siddhahood, even arhat also have karma chetana, because that is the metaphysical state of arhat. But there is more purity and less impurity of the karma, just positive karma. But our state has very dark night also, dark night of karma. But time to time, we do swadhyay. And when we do swadhyay, we rekindle our jnana chetana. So in the situation, if we keep that lamp nearby us, it means we are not just stay in the karma phala chetana. And karma phala chetana, again, very important understanding. Whatever we binded, so we should not point our finger on others. My son did, my friends did, my wife did, my husband did. So here, try to take your own responsibility. And this is the freedom of the karma, that you can take your own responsibility. In that responsibility, you understand, oh, this is the time period I have to pass with peace. The situation is not good. So in that states, the cycle of karma phala chetana is not binding new karma. So the knowledge of Samayasaar with three types of Chetana, we can understand, make ourselves a better understanding person. We can compare that Bahiratman. One Bahiratman is very much in the Karma Chetana. At that state, the consciousness is not ready to understand just I, myself, my body, my clothes, my specs, my gadgets. So no difference, just mindness with the other body, which is material body. So that is Bahiratman state, and we can compare with Karma Chetana. But when Karma Phala Chetana comes, at that time, a person has little bit ray of Jnana Chetana with it. And at that time, the soul enter into the Antaratman state. And at that state, they have little light. I would like to give one example. Guru and disciple. So disciple spend 12 years with under that guru, and after 12 years his course was completed. Then guru said, disciple, oh my dear, now it is time you leave the ashram and go in the world, and even you can start your grihastha ashram. He said, I'm very fearful. I don't know how to go. And you know, the path is very, very difficult, dark, and dense forest is there. I'm very much fearful, very many wild animals around there. So what shall I do? So very, very important, the wild animals, our kasaya. And the dense night is our karma chetana. And in that state, oh Gurudev, it is very, very difficult for me to cross that forest and reach the other side. Guru said, yes, I understand, but you know, you have to take responsibility and go with courage. Then he said, Gurudev, no, I'm fearful. Please hold me and you can come to that other side. Then Guru said, if I walk along with you, might you never get that much confidence. So I can do one thing. I'll give you one lantern, and that through that lantern you can go. Then he said, okay. And just he started his journey, and he seen, oh, darkness is around everywhere, and the lantern can spread light only small passes. So how I can finish this long journey? So again he came back and he asked Guru, oh Gurudev, the dark and dense forest, I can't go because lantern is spreading light just small area. So how this big jungle can be illuminated? Then Guru said, look, don't stop here. If you walk with lantern, if you walk with Jnana Chetana, because how much you walk and the light will be helping you on your path. But if you stop here, then you can see far and around you dark and dense night. So keep this Jnana Chetana with you. And now the disciple understood and he started his journey. And he has seen everywhere in his path, there is light, there is light. And finally, he reached to his destination. Brothers and sisters, we are also in the same boat. We can understand that our karma chetana is always with us. And from that treasure of karma chetana, karma phala chetana is popping up, sometime in the meritorious karma in the rising state, sometime the fruition of demeritorious karma. So again, we should not be lose our confidence. We should be aware that we should go. One day we understand, one day we feel this gap, and through the one side light, we can overcome the darkness. And one day the light will be everywhere. Means our life, our light, our soul became a light itself. So in the Samayasaar, Appanam ayananto, Appanayam chaviso ayananto, Kaham hodi sammadithi, Jiva jive ayananto. Means one who don't know the soul, he cannot know the known soul. And one who don't know the soul and known soul is not a samyak drishti, because in Tattvartha Sutra itself explained, Tattvartha Sraddhanam Samyak Darshanam. And that Samyak Darshan can be achieved by Nisargat Adhigamadva. One can have the Samyak Darshan by practice of the knowledge, and one can get the Samyak Darshan by the total annihilation or suppression, and suppression come partial annihilation, means three words: Kshaik, Kshaik Samyaktva, which is very, very difficult in this Pancham Kal, maybe few jivas. And Kshayopsam Samyaktva, it means Adhigam. Adhigam means learning, trying, practice. And one who try and practice, they can activate the Jnana Chetana. So sometimes Karma Chetana is more heavy, then we don't see much. But when the Jnana Chetana arises, something happened in our life. And at that time, we feel, oh, so difficult time. And at that time, if a person feel and take the support of Jnana Chetana, and then, okay, this night is not forever. There will be dawn, and there will be light, and sun will come again. So what Acharya Kund said, वह व्यक्ति जो आत्मा को नहीं जानता, अनात्मा को नहीं जानता, वह सम्यक दृष्टि कैसे हो सकता है? So at our stage, the similar sloka in Dasvekalik Sutra, Je jive veena yanai, jo jive veena yanai, ajive veena yanai, jiva jive ayananto, kaham so nahai sanjamam. One who don't know the living beings, don't know the non-living, and even don't know the both together, means the mixture state of Jiva and Ajiva. So how that person follow the path of Samyak Gyan, Samyak Darshan, and Samyak Charitra, which is the path of liberation. So very, very important to have that knowledge, and through that knowledge, one can reach to the destination at one stage. So Karma Chetana, Karma Phala Chetana, and Jnana Chetana. So we are in the Karma Phala state, Karma Chetana and Karma Phala Chetana, the both are together us. But we are lucky, definitely lucky, that we have this Samayasaar, we have this journey. And I fondly remember Acharya Mahapragya's lecture on these three types of Chetana, that he said it is the awareness, and that awareness can come through the meditation. Specifically, I would like to connect that stage of Gyan, the consciousness, the Chetana, Gyan Kendra, and the bottom of spine is Shakti Kendra. And one who do the internal trip, that person definitely can activate the Jnana Chetana, because slowly, the journey towards the Shakti Kendra, there might we can get the karma and karma phala chetana, because that is the store, that is the past baggage. But without any attachment and aversion, we start our journey in the middle path, and that middle path is our spinal cord, and try to reach with purity to the knowledge, center of knowledge. So it means that person, according to Acharang Sutra, became a Madhyastha. Madhyastha means one who is not going either towards the attachment, not going to the aversion, and try to see with the clear-cut lens, with the crystal clear lens, the state of what is happening, the rising state of punya or rising state of pap. So the karma phala chetana, at the stage of karma phala chetana, just always stay in the middle path, and that middle path should be giving away, not to binding new karma. The door of ashram is stopped, and that person can feel, okay, this is a situation, and each and every situation comes and goes. No matter, even happiness is not forever, dukh is not forever, and sukh is not forever. Sukh and dukh, beyond the sukh and dukh, the state of bliss, and that is the state of jnana chetana, and that is the state of arihathood, and that is the state of siddhahood. So today, I would like to conclude here, and I'm able to take your questions and conclude with Om Arham, because this Atma is Me Jnana Nand Swabhavi Hoon, मैं ज्ञानानंद स्वभावी हूँ, कि मैं आनंद और ज्ञान के स्वभाव वाली आत्मा हूं, मुझे ज्ञान और आनंद में रहना है, बस आज इतना ही.
Mandavina and Samiji, thanks a lot for that lovely discourse. We do have a couple of questions on the chat, if you can ask. The first question the first couple of questions is by Bansi Bhai. He asks, what is the path for Jains? Just giving up everything so that we do not bind new karma, or is there any other alternative path as well?
Look, there is only alternate, that states are coming and going. So keep always the kindled state of Jnana Chetana, because at this level of Sansara Avastha, we are not totally pure soul. We have different type of rising state of Sukh, Dukh, Shubh, Ashubh. So try to keep ourselves in the Jnana Chetana as much as you can. Look, you are sitting in the Swadhyay. So in this Swadhyay, might be once, twice, thrice, you got some different vikalpa, different thoughts. But most of the time, you are connected with this knowledge. So at that stage, at the stage of Jnana, at the stage of Dhyan, if they are in the right channel. Sometimes, suppose someone start reading some this type of magazine, like Stardust or Stardom or this and that and gossip, and then, okay, I spent 3 hours in reading, and still I am in the state of nervousness or despondency, or my mind is just in a very different state. So I can't say that, but I can say that Sat knowledge, Samyak Gyan. So if we try to come again and again in the state of knowledge, it means we can activate this Gyan Chetna, but there is no way, there is no escape, that just even try to leave the world. We can't leave the world. Even sadhu, sannyasi, samnijis, sadhu and acharyas, everybody in this world, and they have karma chetana because of the binding state of the karma and the fruition of the karma. So karma phala chetana is there, but the key is awareness. Keep the Gyan Chetana nearby you.
Thanks a lot, Samiji. At this point, I too have a question. So you did talk about dhyan, and you talked about meditation as well. So in usual practice, and it may be happening with many people, that even when we do meditate, there is definitely a sense of peace, and there is a sense of calmness that one can experience. But usually, even if we try, the gyan is not automatically coming. So, or it doesn't feel that we have got any additional knowledge at the end of the meditation session. So, what differently do we need to do, or what is there a different meditation for getting gyan specifically?
Yes, means according to you, meditation is something where gyan is missing, because through meditation you can feel the peace. Yes. So therefore, gyan and dhyan, these are the two sides of one coin of our consciousness, and therefore swadhyay is very important. I fondly remember once our present Acharya Masterman, he spent his days and night in meditation and meditation and meditation. So Gurudev Tulsi asked, at that time he was Mudit Muni, Mudit, what are you doing nowadays? Then he said, Gurudev, nowadays I'm totally in the meditation. I stopped everything. I don't do anything else, just in meditation. Then Gurudev said, look, this is not right. The whole day you are meditating, on whole night, suppose sleeping few hours, and the rest of the time you are meditating. This is the one-sided development. Make a balance of swadhyay and dhyan. Swadhyay is a moving consciousness, and that is cleansing consciousness. How much we do swadhyay, and we can get the fruits of it. And sometime, even Subham's question, when we do contemplation, I'm peaceful. I'm peaceful. It means you are imparting that knowledge to your consciousness. You are showing the seed and repeating these sentences 10 times, 20 times. That became a part of your consciousness. And then when the peace is there, it is okay. When the moment of unpeace comes, and in that state, if you became, oh, I'm peace, I'm peaceful, and that rekindle within you. So Swadhyay is very important, and Jain Vishwabharati making this balance. So Acharya Mastermanji, Mudit Kumarji got this point, and then Acharya Tulsi suggested him, look, the life of Acharya Mahapragya. He has a great balance. He has in-depth knowledge of canons, science, psychology, Jainism, Tattvagyan, everything, and religion. But he meditate. So meditation is making your consciousness purer and purer, and inculcate and giving time to those seed you sown there. They will sprout, they will develop, they will become a tree within you. So Gyan and Dhyan is very, very important. And in Jain Vishwabharati, we constantly have some or other swadhyay. of either canonical or some like at present Samayasaar or Kalyan Mandir or different Swadhyay, because without Swadhyay it is not good. So one should have both type of development of Gyan and Dhyan.
Thanks a lot, Samiji. The last question that we have so far is again, what is the level of awareness that makes karma bind only for 2 samay? So can one continue worldly activities in full with full awareness so that karma only binds for 2 samay? So, can we still rise to that level while still being in the world, living in full worldly activities that, the karma binds for such a short period of time?
Yeah, we all like this. But this is when you understand the gunasthana. So at the 12 gunasthana, and at that stage, when one get keval gyan, and at that stage, all the ghati karmas are totally dissolved, and only aghati karma. And in the aghati karma, only meritorious karma is there. So there is, as I given the example of 3 types of like one sticky glue, one oil, and one dry wall. So at our stage might be oil painted or glue painted state. So it is very difficult to have the idiopathic bandh, because idiopathic bandh, that state comes only at 12th gunasthana, when the all karmas, all ghati karmas annihilated, moha is gone, so no attachment, no aversion, and then Jnanavarnya totally annihilated, Darshanavarnya totally annihilated, and there is no hindrance. So at that stage, the idiopathic bandh. Otherwise, at our stage, because there is a lot more dirt still, the karma baggage. So it is not in our stage. But yes, with the Jnana Chetana, you have that state of awareness, then the binding duration will be less. Binding duration and the binding is not so guard and not so sticky. So might be, and the very light state and very light state. So you can just dissolve those karma in short span, but not too samay.
Samiji, thanks a lot for that explanation. At this point, if there are any further questions, please feel free to unmute yourself. Otherwise, we can proceed to the mantlik. Samiji.
Be ready for Mangal Path. जुड़े हुए हाथ, आंखें कोमलता से बंद, संकल्प करें पूरा दिन मंगलमय हो, शांतिमय हो. नमो अर्हंताणं, नमो सिद्धाणं, नमो आयर्याणं, नमो उवज्झायाणं, नमो लोये सब्बसाहूणं. एसो पंच नमुकारो सब्ब पावपणासनो मंगलाणं च सब्बे सिंह पडमं हवै मंगलम. चत्तारि मंगलम, अर्हंता मंगलम, सिद्धा मंगलम, साहु मंगलम, केवली पन्नतो धम्मो मंगलम. चत्तारि लोगुत्तमा, अर्हंता लोगुत्तमा, सिद्धा लोगुत्तमा, साहु लोगुत्तमा, केवली पन्नतो धम्मो लोगुत्तमो. चत्तारि शरणं पवज्जामि, अर्हन्ते शरणं पवज्जामि, सिद्धे शरणं पवज्जामि, साहु शरणं पवज्जामि, केवली पन्नतं धम्मं शरणं पवज्जामि. ये 4 शरणा सगा और सगो न कोई, जे भव्य प्राणी आदरे अक्षय अमर पद होय. विघ्न हरण मंगल करण स्वाम भिक्षुनो नाम, गुण ओळख समरण किया सरे अचिंत्या काम, अंगूठे अमृत बसे, लब्धि तना भंडार, श्री गुरु गौतम समरिये, मन वांछित फल दातार, सिद्ध साधु प्रणमी करी, ऋषभादिक 24, स्तवना करूं प्रमोद धरी, जय जसकर जगदीश, जय जसकर जगदीश, जय जसकर जगदीश। ओम